Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory and chance to check in with the universe. How is everybody? I hope everybody's having that amazing morning. And what else? This is also our chance to remember to just take a breath. So, yep, we do this every morning. I'm kind of excited to get to like 900 videos. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. But this is our chance to just reflect, listen, and learn. I had a great time doing this class on Saturday, where I did pretty much. I went through much of what we do here. Good morning. How are we? How you doing, Jenny? Hello, Maureen. Jenny, I tell you, I had so much fun on Monday. That was the first time I did a class like that. So I'm doing it again in Havre Grace this weekend. But I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to this. So, but here we are on this, what is this, a lovely Tuesday? Wow. Oh, can I say that I'm overjoyed that here in Montgomery County, we got a message from the county that said, you might not want to move your leaves. We're having a leaf pickup coming up, but it's probably better if you leave your leaves there. And I'm like, you mean I don't have to actually go, and I'm justified in not having to rake leaves? I'm like, okay, I'm all for it. Which it's true. The leaves are actually just compost, and it is better for them. But when you live in a nice little neighborhood, you try not to take cars apart and let them rust in your front yard. So, but what's that got to do with today? All that just brings us back to this centered moment here where we take that breath and listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And then we put our feet flat on the floor and so we can feel a little bit grounded. And then we check in with our hips and our pelvis and our butt area to do the kitty dance. And then we take that breath as we move up to the chest, and that's the element of water there, so we get some flowing going. And then we check in with the neck, element of air. And then we're doing our light switch. Good morning, Divine Timing 86. So the big thing in the morning is just getting grounded so we can listen to the universe, or as I always say, the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And personally, I use the tarot for that reflection. But let's see what we have for today as cards want to try and fly everywhere. My cup of coffee. Okay. My coffee. So like I said, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So coffee is my one vice, and I'm not giving it up. Oh, my hands. So as I was always teaching, everything's an omen, nothing's a coincidence. So this morning I'm sitting here fumbling with the cards. So that's where we take that into consideration, because that keeps every time you fumble, the cards are going to come out different than they normally would. So everything is an omen. And also that will make me reflect on when I go to work, am I paying attention? Because that's what we do now. We're just paying attention to the universe, and we're sending out our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. Each one a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path. This is a whole different conversation for a different direction, and this is a conversation for a different direction. So with that, let's take the top stack, or what I like to think of as things right in front of us and we don't even see it. Kind of like the obvious things like, why am I fumbling cards today? I've been doing this for decades. And it's because Maybe I need to take an extra breath, get my feet extra grounded before I even start my day so that I'm not fumbling other stuff. So that's where we take the clues, we take the connections, and we apply it to the rest of our day. And then the tarot helps to tell the story. So flipping each card one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. We get the Four of Wands. So wands are fire and energy and creativity, and fours, like the four legs on a table, fours are about stability. So this is where when we start something, our Ace of Wands, again, wands are all that creativity that we have and that drive and action. We start something with that seed, and then twos, we're making choices. Threes, we're moving forward. So fours, it's kind of like we've started something. Yeah, I've got some stuff working at my other job, and I'm kind of excited about it because I finished up setting up some security things and things. I'm not at 10 yet. It's numerology 1 to 10, but I can celebrate what I have accomplished because it feels good. So when we come to the Four of Wands, it's recognizing where we are today and the good things that we've accomplished. We're not done. We may be lagging behind, but at least we've done something. So, well, let's see what the next card is. It's the Ten of Coins. Coins are home, health, and finances, and all the things that keep us grounded. So, and when we get to the number 10, 10 is when we have accomplished something. And sometimes we get into that cycle. So it's a good thing. The 10 of Coins is not a bad thing, but it is not a spiritual card. Coins, they pay for the things we need. They help us to create shelter. They do all these things. But by the time we get to 10, we've worked. We've gotten where we are. It's a 1 and a 0. We're preparing for a new cycle. And I love how Pamela Coleman Smith shows this. So they've got that beautiful villa there, don't they? And he's looking at the villa. He's very proud of that. But she's looking at him, and he's ignoring her. And then, what about the children? Nobody's even paying attention to the children. And outside the gate is the father or grandfather. And the dogs are looking at him. The dogs are concerned. So sometimes we are driven to try and accomplish things, driven to pay bills. We do these things for ourselves because they're important. But money is not spirituality. The drive just to put shelter over our head is important and gives us a safe place and makes us feel good. But again, you could own a villa in Sorrento, Italy, and yet you hear about somebody committing suicide because they've accomplished everything they could. So we have our celebration. And this is looking at the positive things that we have done, but we need to find a balance. So surrounded between these, and we still have the advice card. Why are we doing what we do? What is our set goal? And have we ever accomplished something? It's like, I need to do this. I've obsessed on this. And we finally accomplish it. And yet, I knew somebody. I knew somebody once. And I knew, and I used to say, they won't be happy until they have $1 more. They won't be happy until they have $1 more. And it doesn't matter how many promotions or what their spouse made. It was a drive to get just that $1 more because that's the family that they were from. And again, that's not spirituality. We start off with the best of intents and how much fun it is. So let's think about the things that we do enjoy. We get a new job. We enjoy it. We find enjoyment in our job and then we lose it. Or all these things that we do and then we start striving again to get that dollar and get everything that we thought we wanted. But this is also about finding the balance. That's temperance. Temperance is not too much, not too little. Temperance is a water card. So as we're going through and we're striving for those positive things that we got, we wanted that car, whether we could afford it or not. Things were good, times were good. We wanted that car. We're celebrating here, but our end goal sometimes is a difference between what we want and what we need. Sometimes what we want is not the most spiritual things, and we're better off if we don't get it. So today's about finding that balance, and let's take a look at the advice card. It's the most boring card in the deck. Okay? Or that's what I call it. Because we have our 8 of coins. And sometimes we set these goals for ourselves. And this is just a remembrance that when we set these goals, and it's not a negative thing, we're creating things. I just want to remind people that this is not about, money is not about spirituality, so that we need to find that balance. And the advice card with the 8 of coins. So here we have somebody, he picks up a coin here, he starts etching it, he puts it up here. He grabs the next one, etch it, put up here. They start moving. Grab it, etch it. So this is about just putting one foot in front of the other, doing the next step, and doing what we have to. But remembering that there is a work-life balance, that there is a family life balance that we should maintain. I'm going to go to work today. I could get really frustrated. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to buy food tonight. I'm going to get frustrated going grocery shopping so I can cook dinner, and I'm going to, I'm celebrating this morning the fact I even have a job because, oh man, I know so many people right now who are struggling. And they are in our thoughts. But I'm going to go to work, and it's like sometimes I will lose my gratitude. I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to forget half the ingredients, right? Then I'm going to come home and have to cook, and then it's like I'm going to be really frustrated. All these positive things in my life are going to drive me nuts and make me frustrated, aren't they? So, and look at this. Perfecting your craft, taking joy in your work. Boy, she says it really concisely, but that's exactly it. So today, let's put one foot in front of the other, do what we need to do, but remember that there's a spiritual side to why we do it. So today, we start off with a job, we celebrate, we do what we need to do to get where we need to go, but just remember that there is a spiritual side to why. That spiritual side is giving, that spiritual side is receiving. So focus on balancing those things together. And with that, I am going to thank you again for being here today, and I will be back here again tomorrow, and I will be in the habit of grace this Saturday. First world problem. Oh my gosh, you know it. Oh my gosh. First world problems. You are so right. Take care, everybody, and I will see you later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the card, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the card, turn around. The stories we